Yes, the first card you have, your past, is the King of Swords. I'm seeing a lot of confusion around this card. I'm seeing you were feeling really confused at this time for a long, long time, actually. This confusion went on for a long time. And then suddenly, you were seeing clarity. You could have been really confused, even really, really upset, even really mixed up at this time. And this was over someone's behavior, I'm seeing. And then what I'm seeing is you found out what was happening. I hope this is going to make sense. I'm just seeing you coming across some information that showed you the truth about someone. And then you suddenly saw everything that had been going on. Everything kind of flashed before your eyes. It was like you saw, oh, this is what's going on. You had clarity about something. If you look at this king, he's sitting up high over the landscape. He's sitting up high, he has the clouds, he has birds flying past his head. He's able to look down, he's able to see everything from where he is. And so what I'm seeing is I'm seeing you kind of finding this clarity. You found this reality about this person. Then you're guarding yourself. You're kind of guarding yourself, keeping yourself to yourself. I'm seeing like this king with his sword up in the air. While you had your guard up, you were thinking about escaping. You were thinking about how you're going to get free of this person. There's a butterfly over this king's head, and this represents freedom. Coming out of a cocoon into freedom. So you had to be kind of in your little cocoon for a while you're kind of making plans, thinking about how you're going to make yourself free, like this beautiful butterfly. So you're kind of sitting there on guard, thinking about, how am I going to get free? How am I going to get free? And I'm seeing that, even though this was a really terrible, really stressful situation for you, you were thinking, you still had hope. You were still thinking, I think I can do this. I think I can do this. This is the kind of thing I'm feeling around this. Even though this was very upsetting, very stressful and horrible, you still had a lot of faith in yourself. You knew that you could get through this. That's what I'm seeing. So the next card you have, your past, is the Sun. So yes, the Sun can be about breakthroughs. It can be about illuminating things, suddenly being able to see things. So this was actually a very, very painful time for you. I'm seeing that. But you knew that the sun was going to come out. That's what I was seeing in the King of Swords. You knew that there was going to be kind of a happier ending to all of this. And you knew that you were going to be free as well. Look at how free this child is on this horse. So free, so happy. And you knew that after a while, you didn't know how hard it was going to be, you didn't know how long it was going to take, but after a while, you were going to see this freedom. And yes, it did take a long time for you to get there. I am seeing a lot of planning being involved. I'm seeing a lot of blind faith. Faith that you'd get through this and that you'd finally be free. And, actually it was this faith that, got you through all of this horrible time, especially when things seemed helpless, and they did seem helpless quite a few times, but your faith kind of got you through that. And I'm looking at the child in this card, this little child on this horse. And, when a tiny helpless baby is born, we don't know what the future is going to hold for them. We just do the best that we can for them. And we have faith that the best things will happen as well. We just have faith. And, we have faith that we'll be able to provide a good life for them. And that's how you were at this time. It was like, I know that I can get out of this. I know that I can provide a good life for myself. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I'm going to do my best to make sure it does. And I also have faith. This is going to happen eventually. That's what I'm seeing. So the last card you have, your past, is the Seven of Pentacles. So yes, for a long time, I'm seeing, while you're going through this planning, you're going through all of this work that it took to get yourself out of this situation. And I'm seeing there was a lot of practical planning that needed to be done on top of everything that you're already going through emotionally. So it was very difficult for you. Obviously, you're very emotional, highly emotional, and then you had all of the stress of this planning on top of these emotions you were feeling. And there were many times where you could have been looking over things and kind of wondering if things would ever change for you. I'm seeing that you did have faith. That's what I'm seeing in the Sun card. You did have faith, definitely. But of course there were setbacks. Of course you're going to have doubts, and you did have doubts. even though you have faith. Of course, we all have doubts, and that's what you were going through, especially because you had so much stress going on. But you did get through the worst of this, I'm seeing. You're probably still going through a lot of this at this time now. But, you did get through the worst of this, I'm seeing. And things really are a lot better for you now than they used to be. I'm not saying everything's perfect. I'm not saying everything's 100% wonderful. But they're a lot better than they were when you were going through the rawness of this situation. When it was kind of in its early days. That's what I'm seeing. So the first card you have for your present is Strength. So yes, you probably are over the worst of this by this time. I'm still seeing you going through some things. You're still dealing with some of this fallout or some of the hangover of everything that happened. You still have a lot to sort out, but you are over the worst. That's what I'm seeing. And I think that you'd really like to completely forget about this whole terrible saga, this whole thing that happened. But of course you can't do that. You can only move forward. And I'm seeing that there's someone who was around this situation in your past that you'd rather not see or you'd rather not talk to, but you have to kind of keep on seeing them or keep on talking to them, unfortunately. That's what I'm seeing. So, you'd like to kind of sever all ties with anything to do with that time in your life. You really would, but you can't do that for some reason. So I'm seeing you having to be polite or having to be, at least civil toward whoever this is. I'm getting this feeling that, you'd either like to slap this person. I'd like to slap this person. They sound horrible. Or, you'd like to run away from them. I'm looking at the slapping. This is what you have in your mind. You like to slap them. This person's a really negative person. I keep on seeing that. And you have to kind of tame yourself not to kind of react to what they're saying to you. They might be saying some horrible things to you, and you're having to kind of not say much to them for some reason. So yes, you can't slap them, you can't run away or do any of those things. You have to keep on talking to this person, unfortunately. And this card's also showing me that, you've gained a lot of wisdom. You've gained a lot of wisdom while you're going through this trial. But you didn't become bitter or jaded or kind of angry or kind of cynical, any of that kind of thing. I'm trying to find the right word. Yes, you didn't become all kind of jaded and cynical and bitter. You still had your kind of innocence, your kind of faithful heart, if that makes sense. I'm looking at this woman's beautiful white dress, and white represents, purity, faith, all of that kind of thing. So you didn't become all bitter and angry and, angry at the world. You still had a lot of faith around you that things were going to become even better for you. You'd gotten out of the worst. You were still going through a few things, but you still had hope. You still had faith that things were going to get better. And this is really amazing to me. And I think, you need to be commended for this, because a lot of people would have come out of this feeling the opposite. I probably would have been going around angry with the world, and I might have been slapping everyone. But no, you weren't like that. You're not like me. You are obviously better than me. And yes, so you came out of this very kind of, you were still hopeful. You still had hope for the future. You still had your faith. I keep on seeing a lot of faith all the way through this. So the next card you have for your present is, yes, the Five of Pentacles. Now, yes, nobody likes to see this card, but what I'm seeing in this card is that as you keep on coming out of this, and it's funny because I said faith and now I'm seeing kind of faith in this card with this church and everything like that. So yes, you are coming out of this. You're starting to regain your financial strength as well. That's what I'm seeing in this card. This could be taking a long time for you to do, a long time for you to get back on your feet again. But I'm seeing you're definitely getting there. You're definitely getting there slowly, steadily. It's like you're steadily getting back on your feet. If you look at this poor man in the front of this, or this child, he's on crutches. He's definitely not on his feet, but you're getting back on your feet. You're repairing your feet. You're on crutches, so you're getting back on your feet. That's what I'm seeing. And if you look at the church in this card, there's a beautiful stained glass window on this church. But it's covered in coins. It's covered in coins. So these two poor people outside this church, they're obviously destitute, And so this is showing me that, you could have been a lot more spiritual before all of this happened in your more distant past. But at this time, you just had to focus more on the practical things, the money things, getting back on your feet. I'm seeing that you will get back this spiritual part of yourself. I don't think it's totally lost. It's still there. You still have a lot of faith. I keep on seeing faith all the way through this reading. So you have it inside of you. It's still there. But I think you've had to put a lot of it to one side while you dealt with a lot of practical things. That's what I'm seeing. And you're still going through that at this time. You're still dealing with a lot of money things. You're trying to get yourself back on your feet in that way. That's what I'm seeing. So yes, probably when you're more comfortable, you're more comfortable on a practical level, that's when you're going to get back into your more spiritual side properly. That's what I'm seeing. I hope that made sense. I was stumbling what I was saying. So the last card you have, your present, is the Seven of Swords. Yes. So yes, I'm seeing this could be a warning to you, actually. I'm seeing this is probably about this person in the Strength card. Try not to lose your temper around someone. So yes, this is this person, because I'm seeing someone who's kind of trying to bait you. This is someone who you have to see. You have to be civil to them again. That's what I was seeing in the Strength card. So they're trying to bait you, they're trying to goad you in some way. I'm actually seeing this person trying to kind of make so-called jokes about things about you. This could be about them trying to trick you into reacting. Like a bully, like a bully tries to get someone to react. They try to get someone to react. They say something, they might poke them, and then the poor person kind of gets angry and reacts, and then they all laugh. It's that kind of horrible thing. I can't bear bullies and this kind of thing. I hate that kind of thing. This is why I wanted to slap this person. I still want to slap them. But anyway, you're not slapping them. You're reacting in a very, very calm way. You're being very civil. You're saying the least that you possibly can get away with around them. You're absolutely doing the right thing. You're behaving a lot better than I would. I'm just seeing you kind of saying to them, when they say these little nasty things, you just say yes, no, whatever. The least that you have to say, the very least. And I think that's a really, really amazing. That just shows how amazingly you're handling all of this as well. So the first card you have for your future is the Three of Wands. I'm seeing I'm actually seeing some people who you're very close to in this card. I'm seeing some people are going to be coming in to help you. They're going to be coming to help you with something that's going to be very useful to you. This is a family that I'm seeing. This could be your family, but it might not be your family. It could be a family that you know. It could be a friend of yours, family, something like that, of the family of a friend, I should say. That I'm not really saying that very clearly. But these people, and I'm seeing three specific people because I'm seeing this threes, they're going to be helping you. They're going to come in with an opportunity for you. And this is going to really bring you a lot of comfort. I'm seeing this family or these people, they might be making a promise to you at this time. And they might be promising you that you're going to have to, it's going to be really good for you, whatever this promise is. But you're going to have to wait until this promise is fulfilled. Now, this is because of some practical reasons. That's what I'm seeing. When it finally happens, when this comes in, when this promise is fulfilled, this is going to bring you a lot of comfort, a lot of calm, a lot of peace. I mean, this is a beautiful, calm sea. It's also a golden sea. So this might be something to do with financial things, this opportunity. It might be something that helps you financially. It might be something that enables you to save money or something like that. And again, you're going to have to wait for this. You're going to have to wait for this to come in, but it will be worth the wait. It's going to be really worth the wait. I'm actually seeing someone having to leave or having to move to create some kind of vacancy for you to move in, an opening for you to move into. So it might be a place that you're moving to. It might be a job that you're moving to. It might be something like that. It's something where someone has to leave in order for you to come in and take up this opportunity. That's what I'm seeing. The next card you have for your future is the Two of Pentacles. So I'm actually seeing Yes, I'm seeing more waiting with this card. I'm seeing someone who you could have been waiting to hear from. You could have been really, really hoping to hear from this person for a long, long time, actually. This could be, yes, this could be a love connection I'm seeing. You might already know this person, and you actually could have had a clash with them at some time in your more distant past. You actually do have a history with this person. I'm seeing that definitely. This clash I'm seeing was some kind of clash of opinions, or some kind of clash, some kind of disagreement, and then you had some kind of falling out with this person or distancing with this person, because there are two ships behind the man in this card. They're about to crash, but this is going on behind this man, so this happened in the past. I'm seeing you coming back into contact with this person. I'm seeing text messages. I'm seeing this communication by text is probably going to be happening very, very slowly. Now, it might even be frustrating you for a long time. You might be really frustrated by how, I'm getting frustrated and how mixed up, frustrated. You might even be really, you might be feeling very frustrated by how slowly this communication is happening. It might be they might text you, and then they might take a long time to get back to you, and then they might say, sorry, I'm busy, I have to get back to you soon, sorry, and then they get back to you, hey, how are you? Kind of happens very slowly. It's very friendly, but it's nothing that's going to set the world on fire, and you might be quite frustrated, I'm seeing. This is a good thing. This is a good thing that it's happening slowly. Now, you probably don't want to see that this is a good thing that it's happening slowly, because I am seeing that you are going to be frustrated. But what I'm seeing is you're not going to be ready. You're not going to be ready for a full-on love connection at this time. Now, you might be thinking at this time, this is what I wanted. This is what I waited for. I was waiting for this person to come in. I really wanted this for so long, and now it's finally happening. I wish it would hurry up. I wanted to speed up. But I'm seeing that you're not going to be ready. You think you are, you're going to think that you're ready, you're not going to be ready. I'm seeing that later on you are going to be ready, but not at this time. Now, it's probably going to be too early, a bit early for you after all of these things you've been through. And also you have a lot of practical things to sort out before you really have, your feet on the ground properly. And so you have a lot to sort out, you're busy yourself, and you still have a lot to get over emotionally. That's what I'm seeing. You're going to be ready at some time, but not at this time. So the last card you have, your future, is the Queen of Wands. So I'm seeing you kind of anticipating a lot of these positive things that are going to be ahead of you. This opportunity I'm seeing in Three of Wands, and maybe this potential with this person I'm seeing in the Two of Pentacles. So you're going to be jumping into action. I'm seeing you really preparing for this opportunity. I'm seeing you making lists. I'm seeing you crossing things off these lists. I'm seeing that you might be moving things around. You might have to move to take up this opportunity. You might even be selling things to kind of get rid of some old clutter, trying to save some money as well in preparation for this. But when you're practically settled in your life, in this new amazing life that I was seeing in the Sun card, this is when you're going to be ready for this person in the Two of Pentacles to come in for you. And even though you're going to be ready and they're prepared to wait for you, I'm seeing that as well. They're going to be prepared to wait for you. Don't rush this. You might be tempted to rush this, because I am seeing this in the Two of Pentacles, that you were thinking, I've been waiting for so long for this. I've been waiting for so long. I want this to happen now. It's that kind of feeling I'm getting around this. Please don't try and rush this. It's going to happen at the right time. You can wait. This person can wait, and it is going to happen for you. But please don't rush things. That's what I'm seeing there. I'm seeing that you really need to slow down, take your time, get over yourself emotionally. I don't mean to say get over yourself, but get over things emotionally. Get yourself properly situated. And then, this person's still going to be there. This person's still going to be there. That's what I'm seeing.